Welcome to my bedroom. Beautiful, I know. For as long as I have lived here, it has stayed pretty much just like this. I've just been too lazy to ever change it. Until now. I wanted to do this all on a budget as I don't plan on living here for too much longer, so that really kept things interesting. But let's get into it. Once I had everything out of the room, I began with the ceiling. All I did here was I sprayed down the ceiling with some hot water, let it sit for 5 minutes, and then I took a drywall knife and scraped it all down. This stuff comes off surprisingly easily, and it's even a little bit satisfying. I wanted to take a bit of a break from the ceiling, and so I moved on to the accent wall. Here I'm just marking out the location of my boards and my studs. I had to know the location of my studs so that I could choose a path to best run my wires. I'm not going to go into too much detail here about how I did this, but if that's something you're interested in seeing, just let me know and I'll make a little video on how to run wires through a wall. I wanted to have a switch for each light, but with the location of my stud and my board on the right hand side, I would only have room for one device. Now, this isn't really a problem as, let's be honest, it's not like anyone's ever going to be on that side of the bed, so it's all good. I then moved on to putting the boards up, and for this, I just got a value pack of 2.5-inch MDF door trim. The size of it actually worked out perfectly, and I used construction adhesive and brad nails to lock it into place. I don't know how necessary it is to use both of these things, so good luck to whoever wants to remove them. I took some wood filler and filled in all the holes from brad nails and where pieces met. I also cut out where my nightstand tables would be, and then went around with some caulk and filled all the gaps around the edges. This would just make everything appear a lot more flush. Unfortunately, the finish under the popcorn ceiling was atrocious, so I'd have to do a skim coat. Now, I don't particularly enjoy mudding, although after doing this, I gotta say, I think I've improved quite a bit. I'm still not great by any means, but it's definitely become less of a chore. Unfortunately, the studs in this house are 2 feet apart. This meant that for my floating shelves, I'd only be able to get one screw in the wall. So I had to add some support. I just took some extra pieces of MDF and screwed them in behind the drywall. This won't be as sturdy as a 2x4 would be, but they'll do the trick. I hope. And with that, the painting could commence. I enlisted the help of my mom and we got to work. I probably could have used another coat everywhere, but I just didn't care enough to do that. I put up these light fixtures and they were $30 for 2 of them, so they were very cheap. But they look okay, so they'll stay. Here I'm making my bedside tables. I just took a piece of fiberboard and cut it into 4 pieces of 4 inches by 14 inches and 4 pieces of 10 inches by 14 inches. I gave the sides of them miter cuts to join them, but if you don't have all these tools and you wanted to make them, you could get these pieces cut at the store without the miters and just glue them together. Then with a bit of wood filler and lots of sanding, you could get a pretty decent finish. It was also at this time where I got to learn how brad nails work, so that was fun. These floating shelves were just a single piece of 2x10 by 12 cut into 3-foot lengths. I then drilled 3 pocket holes into each one and screwed them into the wall. I think my stain was a little bit too light here, but I'm too lazy to change it. I wanted to hang a mirror on the wall next to the floating shelves, but I also wanted a little bit of symmetry. So I made this. It's just a piece of hardboard with some 2x1s glued around the edges, and then I used some painter's tape because that's the best that I can do. Seriously, I'm really impressed that it turned out even as good as it did. Unfortunately, all the stores in my area are currently shut down, so I couldn't go out and get any decor. So instead I resorted to running around the house and stealing whatever I could find. I wanted to get some sort of plants or something to hang from the overhanging shelves, but that'll have to come at a later date. It does the trick for now. I put my curtains up higher than they used to be because apparently that's what all the cool kids are doing, and it actually looked pretty nice. And there it is. For a bedroom of this size, I think it looks pretty nice. Certainly better than what it was before. Shout out to my sister for helping me out with the beddings and whatnot, because that stuff is a puzzle to me. Hey guys, thank you once again for watching this. Hopefully you were able to get some sort of inspiration or something out of this. If you liked it and you want to see more, you can subscribe, leave a like. It helps me out, and I would really appreciate it. And that's it. Thank you again for watching this video, and I'll see you guys later.